I'm not surprised that they finally went after Karate Kid. I'm surprised it took so long for them to do it. Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, clearly predictable that the SJWs, in their pathetic attempts to stay relevant, went after a movie and its subsequent um, sequels that I grew up loving and identifying very closely with, considering my own past and also my first name being the same as the protagonist, being bullied and whatnot, and eventually getting into martial arts. Yeah, so this is essentially just predictable at this point because people always have to complain about whiteness in movies. But anyway, the Cobra Kai star Ralph Macchio shuts down accusations that original The Karate Kid was too white. So it seems that the easily offended woke mob has taken issue with The Karate Kid and deemed the 80s classic as too white. And actor Ralph Macchio, who portrayed the main or portrayed aspiring martial artist and turned sensei Daniel LaRusso in both the cult film series and the Cobra Kai television continuation, is putting his foot down on these unfounded claims. The people have said it's a very white cast, that it didn't dive into the Asian story, Macchio said in the most recent issue of Stellar magazine, as per a transcript provided by the New York Post. Addressing his late co-star Noriyuki Pat Morita, and the background of his character, Mr. Miyagi. He explained, "But I always say this: the film was ahead of its time because it was a popcorn movie that talked about Japanese internment camps during World War II. And yes, anybody who is a hardcore fan of the Karate Kid movies, like myself, knew or knows about this scene where Mr. Miyagi was celebrating or drunk, not really, rather celebrating, but he was drunk in his uniform, and a lot of people laugh at first until they realize exactly what the heck is going on in the scene. Because yes, he is drunk, but you don't understand until after or closer to the end of the scene that he lost his wife and son. They had died because they were placed in internment camps while he was in the U.S. military serving the country against the enemy countries in World War II. But yeah, to this end, Macchio opined that the martial or Morita's performance during the scene wherein Mr. Miyagi reveals details about his past to Daniel, arguably the most heartbreaking in the film, was likely fueled by the actor's own experience during the war. Pat always said the scene in which it's revealed Mr. Miyagi lost his wife and child in the camps earned him his Oscar nomination, Macchio disclosed. Cobra Kai, a spin-off series produced by Sony Pictures Television Studios, has brought back both Ralph Macchio as Daniel LaRusso and William Zabka as Johnny Lawrence, Daniel's rival in the first movie. Unsurprisingly, this new series has also faced its fair share of criticisms for being too white. There are now 3 white men. Martin Kove reprised his role as John Kreese for the series' 5th season, and at the center of Cobra Kai, a franchise rooted in and deeply indebted to Eastern tradition, accused Los Angeles Times writer Jen Yamato when decrying Cobra Kai's lack of Asian representation last year. To further drive her point home, Los Angeles Times author brought forward a statement by UCLA's 2020 Hollywood Diversity Report, wherein author Ana Cristina Ramon lamented, except for the Latino characters of Miguel, all the other people of color are outside of the main outside of that main cast. So it actually doesn't show as diverse or as a diverse show in a sense. Always got to make everything about skin color instead of diversity of thought, which is actually real diversity. Danny LaRusso, Italian kid from Jersey, is the most Japanese character on this show. Likewise, condemned Vanity Fair's Sonia Saraya. Sounds like her name should be Sonia Psoriasis. Anyway, upon Cobra Kai's release in 2018, IndieWire author Han Nagian, sorry if I butchered that name, similarly asserted, now having Daniel wax poetic about bonsai cultivation or slicing sashimi smacks of white-splaining. And while we might be able to forgive a character for being so earnestly tone-deaf, the show utilizes a frequent and mortifying leitmotif, whatever that word is, in the vaguely Asian-sounding notes that play every time Daniel enters his homemade dojo. What is wrong with people respecting a culture that they grew up being a part of, learning about, and identifying with? Is there something wrong with a person who is white respecting Japanese culture and not appropriating but appreciating it, and therefore becoming a part of it because of their respect for it, finding that it is in a way better than their own culture, and therefore wanting to respect it even further by incorporating it into their lifestyle? Nothing wrong with that. Unlike many other Hollywood productions in recent years, Cobra Kai is a spin-off series that has successfully managed to breathe new life into a decades-old franchise, focusing on well-written stories and characters rather than disrespecting fans. In the show's latest season, Daniel's rival Chozen Toguchi, played by Yuji Okamoto, not only played a significant role in the story, but also became one of Cobra Kai's new main characters. Another newcomer to the series, or to the franchise, is Alicia Hannah Kim, who plays Kim Dae-un as one of the series' main antagonists. Yet, thanks to being so fleshed out as an individual character, or individual characters, sorry for slipping, and their story being respectful to the series' legacy, both Chozen and Kim Dae-un's introductions to the show felt organic instead of tacked on for brownie points in an attempt to appease those who have taken issue with the series' demographics. And that is the end. Essentially, this show is diversity done right. This show is inclusivity done right. It's bringing in demographics and representing demographics, and yet keeping to the main story of LaRusso and Johnny Lawrence and their stories, plus the people who happen to be surrounding them. Chozen, Johnny's girlfriend Carmen, her son Miguel, and the many other people who are involved with it. There's Asian representation in this film. There's all sorts of different demographics. And that is awesome how it is done in this film, or in this series rather. There is absolutely nothing wrong with Cobra Kai when it comes to diversity and inclusion. The only people who are offended are those people who just want to complain about everything being racist because, it's just another white person culturally appropriating things. No, I reject that kind of thought process. It may be prevalent in this world, but it is also one of the most racist prevalences in this world. Going back to pushing skin color as a very important thing is a step back. It is not a step forward. And the fact that people are saying, the Karate Kid is too white. No, it isn't. maybe your thought process needs to be a little less racist and a little bit more tolerant, as you all claim to be. Anyway, folks, very good on Ralph Macchio. Thank you so much for this. To the cast and crew of Cobra Kai, all of the actors and actresses, the directors, the showrunners, the screenwriters, all of you, keep doing what you're doing. Do not give in to all of this BS media crap of saying, oh, it's too white, or it's not diverse enough. To hell with forced diversity. Keep doing what you are doing, which is organic diversity. That is far more interesting and far less bashing people over the head in entertainment wise. Anyway, folks, that is going to be the video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you like this video, feel free to like, comment, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Share this video out. It helps get the channel noticed more. I am trying to get to 4,000 hours so I can get monetized for this channel. Put a little bit more money back in my pocket. So yes, but I'm also doing this to raise awareness. That is my first and right now only motive for doing what I do on this channel. I want to make people aware of the wrongdoings of entertainment. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Always remember, stay humble.